All right, today we're doing something different. No, we're not messing with the lights, although I need to. Garage door opener, having some issues. This is a Chamberlain garage door opener. Oh, come off of there. That's the part number there. That's a backup battery in it. So this is a belt-driven model. This is the belt there. So the other night we had a power outage, and I don't know if the power surge caused it or what, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit the button up here. That's all it's doing. You can see it's actually trying to bend the bar. It's loading up the bar. That's all it's doing. It's literally just going down when I bump the button, just a little bit at a time. So now that's loaded up. It was loaded up big time. If I keep hitting it, it just keep taking the trolley further up. I've called up Chamberlain or Liftmaster, and they sent me this kit. So they had me do some instructions on the back there. They had me follow essentially. All right, there it is. So they had me do this programming procedure with them on the phone. And what was going on was you press and hold this thing here, and then hold the up until it's set, right? And then you'd hold the down till it's set. And then you'd have to go up again, and that's when it was just doing exactly what you're seeing, where it would just take the trolley and keep trying to force it up, or force the door down. So I'm gonna show you what it's actually doing, just so you can see. But they've told me this is what you need. So this is the kit. Evidently it's called a travel module, and they send you two apparently. And I guess they don't know what the heck they put in their own product. So that's always good, right? Anyway, so I guess I'll have an extra one of the wrong one. These kits are about 40 bucks from what I could tell online. So this one was under warranty. I think it's got like a 5-year warranty on some of these parts. So I'll put the warranty stuff that they gave me in it in case you have this exact model. But let me show you what it's doing, exactly what it's doing right now. So I went ahead and hit the button a couple more times, just so you can see. It's just gonna keep taking, I moved the car outside too. In case you don't know, this is how you disconnect, because I had to disconnect the garage door and then just manually raise it, right? But yeah, this little trolley, it just, every time you hit the button, it just keeps going further down. So let's get up there and I'll show you what it's doing up here. All right, so when I try to program it, you hold that button down, this thing starts flashing, and then you're supposed to hold this button here until it goes all the way up. So I'm gonna do that. Well, I gotta hook up the trolley, dummy me. All right, so I just hooked it up. And now we're gonna push this button and hold it. You gotta hold it all the way. You wanna take this up till it hits the top of the arc there. You wanna just barely see the reveal of the door at the top there, all right? So then you're supposed to press the button. Now it switches, the light blinks too. Now it switches to down. So you hold the down. This is supposed to set your down stop. All right, so I got it down all the way. And then I tell you to hit that center button again. And now it's supposed to test the emergency. It's supposed to take it up and just double check. So you're supposed to just hit it. But it's, you notice it's switched to down. And now it'll barely, and I'm literally pushing the button and it's barely raising the door. Little by little, you can see the belt dancing around. But that's all I can get. And then I can hit the down button. It takes it down, but it will not program. So, let's change this travel module out and see what it does. All right, so inside the kit, you're gonna get this little metal plate, some hardware, and then 2 different modules. So there's your dash 4, and this is your dash 7 module. So, there's that one there, and then there's that one there. So, dash 4, dash 7. I guess I haven't really looked up. I looked up this part number online. It was about 40 bucks for the whole kit. So I don't know. Maybe you can just get one for like 20. But I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, let's get to it. All right. First step is safety. Disconnect electricity. So that kills the power. Now this one does have a battery backup. So these lights are still going to be on. This light actually stays on too. And you can see and you can hear it's trying to move it. It's obviously got some amount of power. There we go. It was hitting right here in the back. Oh, these are just tabs you pull up on. I really shouldn't pull up on the wire, but I'm trying to do it one-handed. And it's not working. There we go. So these are marked clearly. Which one? So you got red, black on the battery. All right, so we've disconnected all power. Now it says identify travel module. Remove the light lenses and cover. So we're gonna gamble on this one. It doesn't say to remove the front or the back, and it's showing like an old setup. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so it looks like you have to take out this screw and then the screw that's up in the corner, and you can clearly see that's part of this outer shroud here. And then you can see inside of here that this screw goes into a plastic portion of this panel here on the side is what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this other one out and then go to the other side. All right, so with that screw, and then the same thing on the other side, that one and that one, you can see the whole thing's dropping down. So you can tell there's some wires going to something down here. So hopefully there's a plug for that set of wires there, but you don't want to drop this, obviously. So just be careful removing it. So on this side, it looks like the same thing. That screw up there, that screw there, and the corresponding ones on the other side. So there and there. All right, so I've taken those 4 screws out. I've got my hand on it because it is going to fall down if I don't. You do have to kind of use your finger, right? See where it's got a gap there and it doesn't have a gap in the front there? All I did was take my finger and just put it in the gap, just pull it just a little, and then you can start working this panel down, and it does look like it has a connector there. So I'm going to disconnect this, but it just drops straight down, and then I'm going to disconnect that and then bring it out. All right, so this is the cover with it down. It was a little difficult to disconnect this connector. I mean, I would have preferred to have somebody hold this while I disconnect it. I did end up letting it kind of dangle a little bit from this and then pull that. So get somebody to help you hold it. The way this disconnects is right here. You gotta push this little tab down and then it'll slide out of that thing. The travel module is right there. All right, so this is looking straight up at it. There's the garage door for reference, and we come back. Oops, and we look straight up at it. So it would have been good leaving the battery in there, but this is the travel module. You can see the part number here. Mine's a -7. Little manufacture date on it and all that. So All right, well, let's go ahead and get it out of here. All right, so I just took the new one out of the box there, and any like microelectronics, try not to touch any of them. You don't know, I mean, if there's a capacitor or something like that, you could zap it. Just by the static from you walking around. Now, I mean, I'm in shoes on a concrete floor. It's not like I'm a carpet or anything like that, so I'm not going to build up a lot of static. And it's not winter, but just be aware of that. You can build up a static charge and zap out different components on a board. So try not to touch anything electrical on the board. So I'm just going to touch out here. So for the Dash 7, it just says disconnect the wired harness from the travel module, locate 2 screws, which hold the travel module to the motor. So that'd probably be those 2. And then there's the harness. So it looks pretty easy. Discard the old travel module. So let's get it out of there. All right, so that's one of the screws right there. You can see that little bracket. Not the other one next to it, this one there. And then you can see the bracket on that one too. So we'll go ahead and yank those 2 screws. So we're gonna take out that screw there. And then we're going to take out this screw right here. And the module's going to start coming down. I can probably take it the rest of the way out by hand. There we go. I'll go ahead and get that last screw out by hand. And the module's just hanging out. All right, so this one I'm not as worried about damaging or anything like that. They're saying it's failed, so they would be the expert there. So it looks like the harness goes underneath this little tab. So I'm gonna have to take my finger and lift up on the tab a little bit and scoot those wires out. I got one more to do. Oh, come on. I need to cut my fingernails anyway, so it's probably a good thing I haven't done that, because otherwise it would be tough. All right, so then you can kind of see how that connector is being secured there. You see that little groove there? It looks like I'm gonna have to push down on that tab so we'll pass by it. I'm gonna take just a little screwdriver, right? And I'm gonna take the screwdriver. I'm probably gonna have to do this off camera, just too much stuff up here and dangling. But I'm gonna take the screwdriver and pry down, pry like that to pull that away. So you can see I just took my screwdriver and pried that bottom piece down, and then it comes out the rest of the way. In fact, you can just kind of pull on it and it'll pass over that little ridge, that little hump on it. So if you get yours confused, you can look at your manufacture date. This one was just manufactured. We're gonna go ahead and get this one put in. All right, so I'm just gonna take it. Wonderful. All right, so I ended up taking it, and what I ended up having to do a little bit was turn this, because it turns that piece on the back in order to align it right here. So you're gonna align it there, and then you've got to align the holes for the mount. And then I'm just gonna take my screws and hand thread them in once I've got this taken up here and aligned. And it's harder to do without a free hand, like anything. So it looks like I'm struggling. This really isn't a big deal at all. So it's just, I'm struggling to get it realigned because I don't have a free hand. But pops up, I'm gonna put the screws in by hand. All right, I've gone ahead and just barely ran the screws up. So you're gonna wanna take a screwdriver to give them a snug. You really don't wanna use the drill to feel how tight they are. These are just little plastic tabs, so I'd hate to break that off. All right, so I just took a screwdriver and snugged it, and then This connects along this bottom, the larger pinholes on here. So don't try and put it in these smaller ones. It won't work. So we'll go ahead and connect it. Pop. All right. All right. We'll go ahead. I'm gonna put the light back on, the cover and everything. We'll just go ahead and start putting it back together. But pretty simple, very painless. So this is the tab that I was talking about. So you gotta push up on this upper part in order to disconnect it. You don't push on this bottom part. You're not gonna get anything accomplished if you push on the bottom part. You gotta push up here and then it splits. Gosh, it's tough to do while I'm sitting here trying to hold this thing with one hand, but squeeze right here and then pull the two pieces apart. So make sure when it goes back together that they clip. So let's go ahead and put this up. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go up with it. This might be something I have to do off camera just to get it all aligned. We'll see. Oh, no. So it's got these little alignment tabs on it and everything. Ugh. Just trying to show you this little tab right here. And so that's kind of got to slide up in the little groove, but it just slides up, just pushes up, and then I'm gonna get those screws in. So I gotta have two hands. All right, so I got one screw started up here so I can keep going, but we'll go ahead and put the rest of them in and get this thing buttoned up. So yeah, it's just these outer 4 screws. All right, so something I didn't really touch on when I was taking it apart, I just kind of kept between myself. These screws, you see how it comes to a point versus these screws, they don't come to a point. See that? And they're shorter. These go into metal. So these are gonna go into that corner to the top here, because that's going into metal. The other ones go into plastic, so you don't want to mix those two. This is a machine thread, and then this is a thread for plastic. And you can see the thread pitch is different as well. And there's more threads per inch than this one, and there's not even an inch, but and you get the picture. So pay attention to that. All right, so I got all the screws in again. Plastic ones go in there, and then the machine ones go up there. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and put this battery in. So it's just connecting the terminals. So I don't think I gotta show you all of that, do I? Connect one, and then you get the other one. All right, so this one's gotta be done as it's going in. So kind of gotta hold the wire on this one. Slide it in. Let's see if we can get this out. Aha, there we go. And then clip it on. All right. The tab needs to be bent back a little bit. There we go. All right, close that up. And let's go put power on it. All right. Oh, let's plug her in. Plug it in, plug it in. All right, so in the installation of it, we already did that. We already fastened it with the screws. We already connected the wire harness. We reassembled it. Reconnect electrical power, battery power. We did it, and then proceed to adjustments. All right, so then I'm just gonna go through this adjustment procedure line by line here. All right, so basically we've got to push that center button, the adjustment button, until the up button starts to flash like we did earlier. Hold it until it's in the desired up position, so like I showed you earlier. Once the door's in the desired up position, you hit that button again, and then the down button will flash, and then press and hold the down button until it's in the down position. Press the adjustment button again, and then you're supposed to just press the up button once and it's supposed to go up. all the way to the program up position, and then press down, and it's supposed to go to the down position. Now this is where everything was falling astray. So let's see if it works. I'm hoping that the module that controls everything else isn't that. Like I don't have to reprogram my remotes, but we'll find out. All right, so we're supposed to do that until it flashes. I'll go ahead and pop the camera like that. Here we go, we're going up. So I like to kind of bend down a little bit so I can get a better view. All right, so you can see the weather seal, so we're good. Just want to barely see the weather seal. All right, so blink twice. Now we're gonna press the down button. The garage door is gonna go down. All right, so then I get it to the bottom. I don't like it just to go down and smash into it. I like to take it down, and you want to do it at daytime because you can kind of see a little bit of light there. In my garage door, the floor is all rotted away because the previous owner decided to use rock salt on the driveway in the winter. So, all right, so that's down all the way. So it's smushed the seal, there's no light underneath. So we're gonna push this button again. And here we go, the moment of truth. We're gonna hit this button once and then we're gonna see what it does. That wasn't it. Still the same failure. So it's something else. Wonderful. I'm kind of mad that I upgraded, I'm doing quotes, right, to like I love this opener because it's Bluetooth. I can open it from anywhere. It's Wi-Fi and all that. I would not recommend it though. It's very problematic. When you lose power, it acts up.
What I mean by acting up is that you have to go through that travel module procedure before you can use it again. It's ridiculous. Like, you can't just use the garage door opener. You have to reprogram it every single time it loses power. We don't lose it all the time, but if you lose power a lot, do not buy this thing.
This thing has been nothing but a nightmare. And now this just adds to it. So that's not working. I'm gonna have to call Chamberlain back and see what they want to do. So fun stuff. So it doesn't look like that was bad after all. I'm gonna run through the programming one more time just to double check, but well.
Alright, so replacing the travel module didn't fix my opener, but I hope walking you through the process helps you if you're troubleshooting yours. I'll post a follow-up video soon with the actual fix, so be sure to subscribe for that. And if you need the travel module kit, I've got the link down in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.